We hit you network, the best work. We about to be dropping so much shit, gonna make your chest hurt. And keep your bitch off our pie, you know she gonna wanna flirt. Yeah, real street niggas out here turn their life around, so we gotta make it work.
See, I done came a long way from thugging heavy in them trenches. I ain't have a role model, so the streets is what built me. I was taught to never fold and keep it two when shit get tricky. If a nigga make the wrong move, nigga get jiggy. I was once a lost soul, now a nigga getting busy. Man, the people threw me in, that said they really tried to break me, but they can't take me. I'm riding in this foreign and these niggas.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Underground interview. Andrew Mason here with a very special guest. We got Chef Jeff Cole in the building. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. This is your first time ever here at Underground, right?
Yes.
What was the initial reaction? I know you saw the different rooms.
It's dope. I'm a business person. So I'll be thinking about business and how to turn a dollar. I'm like, man, I always thought about doing something like this, to compound different rooms. Because like I say, I've spent a lot of money renting different spaces out. You got the music videos and everything you think about, photo shoots.
So it's sometimes better just have your own compound.
Have your own
that was
compound.
the first thing you were saying.
Yeah.
You are that business-minded.
I actually thought about getting a content house a while ago in LA, right? I was gonna get a house so I could stay there at the same time because I travel a lot, but I never really seen a content house, a place that has a place for chefs, like a kitchen,
Like a working, functional
a working kitchen where, because all these chefs, they sell plates, they cater, they private chef work. Imagine you going somewhere and they can just go ahead and cook it up, and and the video is already cut for them at the end, and they can use that for promotion.
That's fire.
There's a lot. They're still artists too.
Okay, I like that. With a formal introduction, right? You do a lot of different things: artist, chef, event promoter, festival organizer, artist manager, even.
Yes.
Right? Like, what came first? I'm assuming the chef side of things came first, but how did it all start?
The money come first, securing the bag. I just remember growing up, I used to listen to Bad Boy and listen to Diddy say Bad Boy CEO, and then they got the Dame Dashes, the Puffy, the Jay. I'm like, man, how do you build like the Russell Simmons? But I always wanted to be, because I'm not a musical person, I'm not that great at, beats and stuff like that, musical. My dad and brother, they always were real good as a DJ. And I'm like, how do you be a CEO in the music business? There's no blueprint, there's no college to say, hey, go to school, you could be a CEO at the end of the day of a record label, right?
Yeah, there's no major.
So after a while, I'm like, man, I don't know what I want to do. Doing construction, and then I joined the Navy one day, became a cook. I was a slob cook, just cooking, macaroni and cheese, just regular stuff. And then I moved my way up to be an executive chef, cooking for senators and dignitaries on private jets and G5s around the globe. And then when I got in the military, I got out 13 years. I realized I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pursue what I'm doing. And I got out. And when I got out, I started making some money doing defense contract work, right? So I found out about government contracts, and then now I can afford a few things. And I remember I made my first $1 million. And then I got cool with this artist, Troy Ave. I was a big fan of Troy Ave. I went to this concert, and I'm getting, had the meet and greet and got, cool with them and stuff.
You were there as like a fan?
Yeah, a fan, right?
Oh.
And I remember he was always trying to come to my restaurant, his guys, and we ended up getting cool. And then I booked him for a birthday. And then being, years as it progressed, and I was like, hey man, how do I get in the music business? He said, sure you want to do this? So we got an artist. We signed the artists together, and then he took me around and introduced me to a lot of people. And I said, okay, so the profits I was taking from my food service business, restaurant, government contracting, I will start putting it into my passion. A lot of people chase passion first. And I tell people to do the same thing, but you got to secure the bag.
Yeah, you got to.
So I was able to secure my career and get money, and then I could take the extras and put it into my passion. So I started doing that, started messing with the music, had an artist, went on tour and stuff like that. And I remember I got cool with Tyler Yahweh, right? Tyler Yahweh?
Yeah.
Him?
I saw you had him at the most recent festival.
So he's one of my close friends as well. And he was booked at Thailand Rolling Loud. And he told me that he was booked at Miami Rolling Loud. I went there. And, when I'm there, I'm looking at the logistics, the scenes. I'm like, oh, man. So helping get an artist and managing artists and producing music, I never really seen, honest money that I could survive off by doing that. And everybody's still trying to figure it out. I know so many big artists still trying to figure it out to this day. But I'm looking, I'm like, man, every person in here is spending $150 to get in here. I see like 10,000 people there. And I'm like, this is it right here. People spend money. The experience is the moneymaker.
Yeah.
So now I'm at Rolling Loud with the owner, with Tark and those guys. I'm rolling around in the cart with these guys, you know, but they don't know I'm picking their brain. I'm with the owners of Rolling Loud,
You're getting that
rolling
first
around.
perspective
You know what I
right
mean?
there.
I'm looking at cranes, this, that. I'm like, okay, cool. They paid this guy. He's a music guy. And you know, then I went to like 3 Rolling Louds. Then I'm overseas. I'm like, man, they all the way in Thailand and they still able to get things going. And, you know, I'm looking at everything. I'm like, I think I want to do something like this. And then I still didn't have the courage to do it yet. But then my restaurant in Gaslamp, I closed that down, and there was a lot of stuff going on. I was like, man, you know what? There was a festival that San Diego, they was gonna do a San Diego Fest, and there was supposed to be a hip hop festival, and it got canceled. So San Diego has never had a hip hop festival.
Okay, that lane was open.
And somebody was like, yo, chef, they need you. You're the only person who has the connections and the money to have a festival here. You know, I'm like, George told me that. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just go ahead and try it. And I went in, you know, I was like, I'm gonna do a birthday anyway. I do this thing called Boston's Ball every year. So I was like, you know what? The Boston's Ball, let me just try a festival. I said, you know what? It ain't hard to put a stage up and get some artists. It was supposed to be small, and then I ended up having like 30 artists in the lineup, and you know, had 3,000 people that came downtown to Gaslamp.
This is for the first
Chef Fest. Yes.
And what was that? What year was that?
It was 2024.
Okay, nice.
Right, 2024. So I did that on the water on the Bayfront. I wanted to seem like an actual festival. So a lot of money went into it. A lot of work went into it. In 4 months, you know, it was a speed process. But I took that same concept for the restaurant chefs, where we're advertising the chefs. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people, they think I'm calling Chef Fest chef because of me. No, I'm calling Chef Fest because it's about the chefs. Because chefs are artists.
Okay, nice.
Right?
Nice.
So chefs are, even when I had the first restaurant, chefs, it's not me. People call me chef, yes, 'cause I am a chef, but it's really always been about everybody else. It's like, how do you promote the chefs? Because when I first came in, before the Food Network was going viral and stuff, you're just a cook. Nobody was fancy about a chef. Nobody cared about, how great of a cook you are.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. How do we promote chefs? So that's why I had the restaurant too. I used to rotate chefs and have them as the artists and put them on a pedestal. So,
have different nights, highlighting different chefs.
Highlight different chefs. So here now I was highlighting, I got a bunch of like 10 different chefs, highlight their food at the festival with the artists. So, you know, now they're both artists. Chefs, when they cook, that's art. Musicians, they cook up music.
That's
so
awesome.
That's how it all came together. But I was able to fund using my bag, my legal contract and food service money to fund my passion.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really sick. That's the formula that like a lot of people need to get on, that we're trying to get on. You know, that's really sick. I want to take you back just to the Navy. So you were a cook in the Navy.
Yes.
So I'm assuming a lot of small, weird kitchens, things like that. Like, were you cooking on the ships, on boats?
Oh yeah, I was cooking on ships, man. I remember I was cooking on ships even in Enduring Freedom, Iraq. That was a war I was on after 9/11. So I was cooking at that. We was cooking for the Marines. It's like almost 5,000 people on board. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Imagine making omelets extra order for almost 5,000 people walking through the line. I'm talking about, you just like big omelets, even cracking it. Like, if you're doing chicken, it was just a whole room full of kitchen of chicken. You have to actually grill every one of them, taking about 3 hours to grill chicken, right? I'm talking about, it was a lot of work. But then I wanted to get myself out of work. I just became real good at what I did and became the captain's private cook. You know, and then so
you're focused on
one person. And then I remember I was we was going to like the Atlantic Ocean, waves was going crazy. I was in the frigate, but still, you know, ships almost about to fall over, but we still had to cook. And then afterwards, I went to I bumped up and went to survival swimming school, like rescue swimming, because there's like 5 world leaders that work for the president that control the world under the president. People don't know. Because the president can't be everywhere at one time. So you have the commanding Pacific Office Fleet, you have the Pacific Fleet, you have NATO, you have all these guys, the Secretary of the Navy that represents like right now there's somebody in India area representing the president in that side of the world.
Okay,
he can't be. But they have Gulf streams. And I was the guy cooking on those private jet for these guys. It's like 1 out of 13 people in the entire military doing that job. So I had to be a rescue swimmer / flight attendant to be able to do that. But it was cool because cooking at 50,000 feet in the sky for like world leaders, like 13 at a time. It was a cool job.
Even like being in the sky, I would think like, does that change certain things? Just like how like
The
eggs cook and things like that.
The temperature, everything. Man, you know, you got one shot because you can't go to the store and buy no more, right?
That's true.
So one of my dishes I made, and I ended up selling one of my sauces. It was a vinaigrette because I remember I was flying. I don't know if you remember, North Korea had bombed South Korea's ship years ago.
Okay.
It was like a bomb. They bombed the South Korea ship, and we had to go pick up the U.S. Army forces in South Korea to go brief the president in D.C. There wasn't a jet to take him, so I left Hawaii. We flew down there to go get him, and then you know, I didn't have even time to. Usually, I study the ball, whoever it is. I study the appetite, study the palate.
Do they give you like a little briefing pamphlet on it?
Well, sometimes what you have to do. My job as a personal chef is to learn what you like to eat. So I learn your palate. Usually, I have one boss that I know everything about him. So they don't have time to think about what's for dinner. You just feed them. Mm-hmm. But I remember it was a quick shop, and we're in the sky going over the Pacific Ocean, headed to DC. And I forgot salad dressing. It was basically a salmon salad, and I had no salad dressing. And you know, I got these world leaders on the plane, and I made something up in my mind. I did a teriyaki vinaigrette. Right,
nice.
I had teriyaki seasoning, some lemon juice, and some vinegar, and I was like, "Hey, man, I had to be confident, act like I knew what I was doing," and they actually loved it. And I ended up bottling it up later on and selling it as a vinaigrette sauce.
Do you think that your adaptability and ability to just pick up different things like that is your best asset as a chef?
I think so. That's one of the things we learned in aircrew school. Adaptability, flexibility, right? You have to be able to adapt and be flexible in hard situations. Whatever you're in, you have to, if it's cooking, if it's survival techniques, and now using it in business and leadership, adaptability, flexibility is like just keep it going and keep pushing.
I love that. That discipline. Like,
yeah.
I saw on your Instagram something that caught my eye that I never thought about. It's like something, I think it was either in the caption or something of you saying how like the term chef is like thrown around so loosely these days. Everyone's a chef, especially in the social media age. I want to just hear you speak a little bit more about that. Like, why do you think that, why do you feel that way?
Man, you know, when I started, when I had the first title chef, I was certified chef de cuisine by the American Culinary Federation. I went to St. Augustine and I tested for 3 weeks and had to do a 100-question test. There's steps in doing that.
Getting like a certification?
Certification, but for so they got this thing called American Culinary Federation. And it's an organization that certifies people as chef de cuisine, executive chef. But now people don't even go through that route anymore. People would just cook a good dish like I'm a chef. Because they try to sell their plates and things like that. And people don't know the word chef, why a chef is. Most chefs wears white jackets. Great chefs not really cooking like that. They taste it and they try it out. The line cooks, like, if you're a chef, when were you a cook? Right?
Yeah.
You had to be a cook at one time, but these guys are cooks now saying, hey, I'm a chef at Chipotle, right? We're like, no, it's steps. So being a chef, you have to know the scientific about food. You have to know what salt does, what's a maripol, sanitation, inventory, safety, all these things right here to build the food. What's the components of a garnish, right? So there's a lot more to do than learn. I make a great steak. I can make a great mac and cheese. I'm a chef. So people say I'm a chef too. I don't want to mess their ego up or mess their business up. But like, no, you're not.
But you had to stay your ground.
I just stay my ground. I'm like, no, you're not. You know, you're not a chef. But you know, it's like somebody saying I'm a nurse. Got to change a Band-Aid. You know what I mean? I changed the Band-Aid. So I'm a nurse. No, these guys, people in the nursing school went through the draws to figure it out. Like
there's levels to it.
There's levels to it. You know, I really cooked for 20 years, and I became a certified chef de cuisine. I became a proctor for food safety management, and I know break-even points on the food part. It's a lot to know. I understand food. I understand that you need a maripol to make a base for any kind of sauce you're making. But you know,
of course,
that's there. But that's me of actually knowing food to the fullest.
Do you feel like being a chef, a successful chef, a lot of experience, does it ruin eating out for you? No, because I'm a good chef, everybody's palate is different. Like I said, as I work for world leaders,
some people love sweet foods. Some people love hot, spicy foods. If you love sweet foods, I'll make you a spicy dish. You're like, ew, what is this? But if I know your taste palette, it's going to be the best dish to your ability. But I know when people, I mean, I like the taste, but I know if somebody messed up the pasta and they overcooked it, like, all right, they kind of overcooked the pasta. You know, I can see techniques like that, but they may make something that I just not a fan of, but that don't mean it's not good. I'm just not a fan of it. We all have different taste buds.
Do you have a favorite restaurant or somewhere else that you love to go that's not your food?
You know what, man? I love my mama cooking. I ain't gonna lie. You know, the home cooked Jamaican dish. You know, my family's Jamaican, so I really love Jamaican dishes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I wanna switch gears a little bit to Chef Fest. I wanna jump back to Chef Fest.
Yes.
Let's talk about this most recent one. You just had one late February, just went down.
Yeah.
The Reentry Network podcast was there going crazy. This was the first time you ever had it in Las Vegas, right? So explain why you did it there. How come it ended up being in Vegas after 2 years of San Diego, right?
Yeah. You know, when I'm looking at the Chef Fest as a business and a brand, I never wanted to be like, hey, it's just a local place. I'm thinking like they're rolling out. It could move around, be different, and look at it as a business. So this Vegas one was a test run for me. It's like, can I get people that don't know me in the city to come? You know, it was more of a test run. It proves to myself like, hey, first it was supposed to be small, then it came bigger than what it is. And I'm like, can I do it? I'm going to test myself and let's test it. And you know, and it was successful. And the people that didn't come or now have FOMO about not going to the next one. So the whole thing was really a testing strategy. And now I'm going to do it again in San Diego for Chef Fest 4 in June 19th.
Oh, this year?
Yeah, this year. It's like, you know, keep the FOMO going and keep the momentum going and just like, you know, just trying to build the brand and build the momentum. And sometimes I have so many things going on that I'll have momentum and then I go do something else and then I come back to when I'm ready to.
Yeah.
Because most of this stuff is like, it's different when you're doing stuff because you need the money or you're doing stuff because you have fun with it. So it's like, I don't need the money from this stuff. So it's like, sometimes my focus is not as there because it's really just a passion. But every day, I'm doing paperwork with the government contracts and food service stuff. So every day I'm not, you know, moved away from that. But I say, hey, I'm going to just go ahead and keep the momentum, keep pushing that and just keep going.
What do you think is going to be different and better than the previous 3 with this new Chef Fest 4?
Well, I think the momentum is there because the first one, people didn't think it was real. Remember, there was a festival that got canceled right before that.
Yeah.
San Diego has never had a hip hop festival in the city, right? So now I'm doing it. So it happened like, oh wow, he really did it. And then the next one, I went smaller because it was like 2 weeks of planning. I just did it last minute, and I just shot it, and you couldn't even get in the building. So now this one, I'm like, okay, cool. Now I did Vegas, and now everybody knows it's real. Everybody like, oh, this is real.
Proven in another city.
It's proven that when he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it, and artists are going to come from everywhere. So now I think I have more people aboard. I have more fans aboard, and I have more talent and more infrastructure that wants to go around and help it, you know, grow the brand. Because I think it's like only like 11 hip hop festivals in the whole country, you know, so it's small.
There's not that many in it.
Yeah.
Like you had said that the festival aspect of things has been more of a hobby, passion project at this point. But do you think like there's a lot of people that are kind of hating on Rolling Loud. Coachella's seen its prime. Like there is room for a new festival to come into play. I think the food and hip hop is like really cool because like everyone loves both of those. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that there's maybe a future where the festivals is more of your priority?
Well, my goal is for that to be my priority. You know what I mean? So my goal is for it to be 100% locked in on doing the festivals and doing it because I actually enjoy doing that. My day-to-day food service company job is cool, and that's what. and one of my things I do coaching as well. I teach people how to get government contracts.
I know, so you have a course as well.
Yeah, and I don't need no money from my online. It's just like so many people ask me, hey, how do you get a government contract? It's like, you know what? I'm gonna put all you guys in the room. Go ahead and read my book. Actually, I got a copy for you guys. I'm gonna give you copies of my book, right?
Thank you.
Can you grab one for the bag, please? I'll give it to them. Yeah, but now I'm just teaching people how to make millions of dollars, you know, but like I have a lot of content friends who do content and stuff, but I'm not pushing as much because it's like it don't pay the bills. So, and like I said, my passion is the music. I love the music business. I love the culture. So being a part of the culture and the music, you know, that's it. That's my boy calling me. So OT.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Something that is really impressive is that while building this business side of things, building yourself as even just a celebrity personality.
Here's it too, man.
Nice,
Book.
nice.
Yeah, sorry. How to become rich in real life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Transitioning from passion to career, rediscovering my purpose, making my first M, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Is this for us?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Where was this photo shoot?
I did this one in LA.
Nice.
Yeah, I was doing a music video, and I just wanted people to be like, you know, you can live this life, and you can live a luxury life without doing illegal activities. You know, you can use your brain to make millions, and you don't have to go through the other route.
That's really sick. Like I know that's even really a big mission of the Reentry Network podcast.
Yes.
Is you know, you can still be cool, do stuff that's cool, and for it to not be illegal, you can make money from it, you can do a lot of things.
Yep.
So I definitely just see why you guys have built that relationship, you know. I want to ask you, make sure before we leave that we do touch on music as well. Because, you know, like I was saying, while you've been building yourself up as a chef, as a business owner, as an influencer, you've also been steadily continuing to drop music, going crazy. We were just listening to the Recipe, the collab tape with RJ. What's going on in the music world with you right now?
Really, in the music, I would love to be that DJ Khaled, DJ Drama type of you know vibe. Just put all my guys on records and just go. I made one song, I ever like rapped a song called "Rich in Real Life," and I actually the street. It was crazy that it actually did good. Everybody knows that song. I thought people were gonna laugh when I put it out, but I'm like, oh, you guys actually like it. OT Genesis hopped in the remix.
Nice. So you're more in that DJ Khaled.
Yeah, so we do the album.
Putting things together.
Putting things together, you know. One of the things about words, a lot of people who make beats call themselves producers, right? So are you a producer or a beat maker? When you think about product, right? Producing something.
Yeah.
If somebody makes a bad verse on your song, on your beat, and then you put it out, and you say, did you produce that? You produce bad product? Right?
Yeah.
But the producer is somebody who, you know, have to look at and ask people, is people who, you know, kind of put everything in the room and actually produce a product.
Yeah.
You made the beat, you told this guy to get on here, you made sure the engineer was here, you came up with a concept, and you produced the product. So that's why I think it's like, you know, producing a product that's the goal, and I want to produce good products.
Nice. Do you have something in the works right now? Are you scheming on anything that you can lead us in on?
You know what? I have a few things I just haven't push the button and actually go with it. I like to actually make my songs around Chef S. Oh, I do have a song coming out soon. Sorry. I had it up, but I took it down. So from the first Chef I had Rob 49, right? He gave me a song. But I went to Marley. I had put it out. It was cool, but I was on there. I went to Marley Mall. You know, familiar with Marley Mall?
No.
He produced Versace, a bunch of Migos stuff. The Young NBA, his album.
Okay, nice.
So I said, can you make the song bigger? He threw Designer and French Montana on the song. So now French Montana's put on his album. So French Montana, Designer, Rob 49, and executive produced by myself. It's coming out French's album in maybe another month or two.
Okay, congrats on that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have like other big placements like that? Would that be like
that's probably the biggest placement. Like I have and I went to Jamaica and I shot a music video with a lot of big reggae artists.
Nice.
The Rich in Real Life remix. So Baker and those guys out there in Jamaica, that was cool. They're pretty much big in Jamaica in the international scene.
Have you ever done like any business out in Jamaica?
You know what? People want me to do business out there, and they're begging me to, but I don't.
At least a pop-up.
Yeah, I probably could. It's just like, man, I think I'm nervous to do overseas right now. I could because I know I have the infrastructure. You know, I could do a whole Chef Fest. I have the infrastructure and everything. You know, I might be a part of because Neo is one of my good friends too.
Okay.
And they have this festival we was talking about, and he may be a part of it as well. But that's a good idea because The Jamaican culture, I know them. They know me well a lot down there too.
That would be sick. A Kingston, Chef Fest Kingston
Yeah,
2027.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That would be sick.
Yep.
Well, also, I appreciate you taking the time, coming out for our feature that's going to be in the next Underground Magazine, issue 18. That'll be out by the time you're watching this interview, and just catching up and everything. You know, this is our first time meeting each other, really, so I appreciate you taking the time out and running things with us.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Thank you very much. Where can people find you on IG? We'll put it up. We'll put it in the video.
Yeah, Chef Jeff Cole, at Chef Jeff Cole on every platform.
Awesome. Right. Let's get it. Chef Fest 4 coming soon, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah, this your boy Twizzy Twitch. We own a legal business right now, legal business clothing. We got LV Recording Studio, and we got Twitch and Chicken going crazy. That's the newest venture, Twitch and Chicken. Mushies helps me stay calm and mellow in chaos. Anytime you own anything, you're gonna deal with customer problems, employee problems. There's countless times where there might be issues that seem impossible, but man, half the time, a lot of times, what it is just literally just staying calm, focused, and figuring out solutions instead of dwelling on the problems. Mr. Mushies really just helps me think broader.